Dear friends, welcome to Infos. Welcome to another training from oil and gas training series. We are continuing our effort to complete compressor. Still, we have one more session in centrifugal compressor. Happy to announce this is my 50th video. I hope all of you have watched all of my previous videos. If you didn't that one, please I am providing the link here in the pin comment. So please go through it, and in the description box there is a list of link of all videos available. Please do please watch it and listen and see it. So compression part 7 is this video: monitoring, protection and control. So monitoring, protection and control. Various see, compressor is a high speed running machine, high temperature and high pressure. So we have to uh, regularly monitor safely for the safe operation and efficient operation. Various parameters like what we are discussing earlier, that one: pressure, temperature is there, lube oil is there, seal oil is there, and vibration is there, bearing is there, thrust is there. So many things are there, and shaft alignment is there. So radial movement is there. So many critical informations or hazardous items are there in centrifugal compressor operation. So closely monitoring these all parameters, various parameters, to maintain the compressor operation safely and efficiently is a important, very important duty of operator or engineer. So that's why lot of instruments and other systems are providing to maintain the compressor protection. Let us see how it is working. What are the basic understanding? We will do that here. So monitoring instruments simply tell what is going on in the compressor system. They have no direct control function. So these include pressure gauges. Already I discussed that one: pressure gauges, thermometers, level gauges, sight glasses, flow recorder, differential indicator and similar devices. These instruments should be kept in good operational condition at all time. And I am giving a do it yourself job here. Make the list of monitoring instrument in your working location, plant, factory area where there is a centrifugal or any type of compressor is available. Just to go and do it yourself. That will give a clear understanding what is happening in the field. So other thing is alarm and shutdown. And alarm and shutdown protection is there. Alarm and shutdown devices are part of the control system that protect the equipment from damage due to mechanical failure, from exceeding process limit like high temperature, high pressure. Other than that, various other parameter as well. Alarm warn the operator that level, temperature and pressure etc. are getting close to the maximum limit of their normal operating range. So compressor is running with a normal operating range to various values, but in case it is deviating from to normal operating range to very high, positive side very high or very low, that both are maybe it will affect seriously to the compressor running condition and equipment internal parts. So to prevent that one, alarms and shutdown system protections are providing to the compressor. In most cases, quick corrective action will clear the alarm condition before it reaches a shutdown condition. Shutdown devices are usually sense the same process condition as the alarm, but they trip the compressor when that condition reaches a point that it is unsafe to continue equipment operation. That is the main difference between alarm. Alarm will give annunciate in various sound and visual effect in the central control room, and alarm will not take any action. But trip is not like that one. Trip condition will take it will inform annunciate the message, but it will take an action as well. They shut down the compressor to prevent the damage. Alarm and shutdown of most compressor systems are divided into following category: mainly on compressor process and mechanical failure and lube or seal oil system. These areas, most of the alarm and shutdown system or trip conditions are providing. The compressor is driven by a turbine or engine. The alarm and shutdown system is often included with the driver shutdown system. So whenever it is always you know that one compressor is connected with a driver system is there, and either it is a gas turbine or engine, gas engine or diesel engine or electric motor or whatever it is. So this shutdown and alarm system is interlinked or interlocked or interconnected between these two. So whatever the alarm trip condition is activated in compressor, it will definitely accommodate or activate in this driver side as well. Startup and shutdown. Large compressors are often equipped with automatic start and stop system that are started by pushing a start or stop button. If a step in the sequence fail to happen, startup is aborted and an alarm signal indicate on the alarm panel showing the cause of aborting. If the compressor driver is a gas turbine, the automatic start stop sequence control panel usually includes both the driver and compressor. For example, if a turbine igniter fails during the startup is aborted, an alarm light appear on the control panel indicating the failure. There is usually very little an operator can do to correct a failure during automatic startup. Then mechanical failure, alarm and shutdown. A mechanical failure of the compressor is usually either a bearing failure which result in high temperature in the bearings, or an internal part failure, impeller or diffuser, which result in vibration. So mechanical failure, alarm and shutdown points include high temperature at each bearing and one or more vibration point. Bearing temperature elements may be embedded directly to the bearing metal as shown below. A rise in bearing temperature will be sensed almost immediately with the type of temperature probe. Each bearing's temperature is often indicated on a recording instrument, which also signals the alarm and shutdown system when the temperature rises above safe operating limit. Vibration detectors come in pairs and mounted 90 degrees from each other so that the vibration in two directions can be seen. Excessive vibration can result from internal failure in the compressor, surging, misalignment of the compressor and driver. Another device used for mechanical protection is the thirst probe that measures movement of the shaft along that axis. The thirst bearing hold the shaft so that it has practically no movement along at axis. However, high thrust forces or worn thrust bearing may result in the shaft moving slightly, which could be picked up by a probe and alarm shutdown or shutdown which occur. So we have process, we have checked that one, and mechanical we already discussed, and next one is a lube oil and seal oil system, alarm and shutdown. The lube oil and seal oil systems also have alarm and shutdown points to indicate a malfunction in the system. A shutdown in the seal or lube oil system result in a compressor shutdown. A few words of caution: the seal oil and lube oil systems are normally separate from the compressor system, and they should not normally shut down on a compressor process shutdown. The lube oil system, that means it is it is a separate auxiliary system for circulating the lube oil and the seal oil system. So in case the compressor due to mechanical failure or mechanical abnormality or process abnormality, in case shutdown, compressor is shut down, even though the lube oil system will work for at least for a while, or maybe some timing system may provide some time, or continuously it will work until the restart is when restart is taking place. The lube system may shut down after equipment has stopped rotating, but the seal oil system should operate at all times if the unit under pressure. Next is operation. Centrifugal compressor unit rated at 1000 HP or less are usually started and stopped by manually opening and closing the valves, shutting down the driver, etc. Large machines have automatic start-stop sequences which are initiated by merely depressing a button. If the compressor is driven by a gas turbine or compressor, the compressor startup sequence is often integrated into gas turbine start sequence. Definitely it is interconnected or interlocked with the driving means the driver system. So pre-startup check. The compressor gas piping must be thoroughly purged of air to prevent the possibility of a combustible mixture occurring in the compressor cylinders and adjoining piping. The compressor must be started in an unloaded condition until the driver reaches operating speed. The compressor load on the driver is then slowly increased. It is important that suction drum, line, stages are drained prior to starting the compressor periodically while in operation. So all drain system in almost always we are providing in suction knockout drum and discharge knockout drum. In between the casing drains will be there. So this all we have to drain before the startup properly and intermediately periodically in the operation time. Operation vent valve. Open the vent valve. Close the compressor manual recycle valve plug type. Crack open the suction valve. Gas will flow through the compressor and out of the vent line. Allow 1 minute of purging and then open the manual recycle line to purge in any air that may be trapped. Close the vent valve. Check to ensure the recycle valve is open and suction and discharge valve is closed. These are the simple procedure for a centrifugal compressor startup, but definitely don't take this is in depth because station to station, company to company may slightly vary the procedure according to that one. So before going to start the compressor, you have to read the standard operating procedure approved document in your area. What are the other steps involved before starting a compressor? That is the safe procedure for any equipment startup. Automatic start stop sequence. Large centrifugal compressor unit often have an automatic start stop sequence. So that is initiated by depressing a button. The compressor startup is usually integrated with that of the driver. The automatic system has a timer that opens and closes switches to start stop equipment, open and close valve. When the timer trip a switch that operates a certain piece of equipment, another timer is activated that will abort the startup if the event fail to occur within the prescribed period of time. So automatic startup sequence is there in large compressors or modern compressors. So that means everything will take care. We have to do some manual job like draining or this type of things, prior startup jobs, pre-startup checks we have to do. Then we pressing the startup button, it will automatically configure and by sequence it will do all the pre-startup checks and then the machine will start, engine will start, then slowly the compressor starting after a necessary steps taking place. But still we have to learn that one, how to start, what is the procedure for startup a compressor, that we have to read if you are getting a opportunity. Routine operating checks. So after running the machine and so operating checks are very important. Routine checks, various temperature, pressure, oil levels should be checked frequently to see that they are within the normal operating range. The main reason for observing process condition is to note a change from the prior reading. For example, a 5° Fahrenheit rise in discharge temperature may be within the normal operating temperature range, but the fact that the change has occurred should be investigated to find a cause. It could be due to an increase in suction temperature, higher compression ratio, or the beginning of a mechanical problem inside the compressor. In any event, the cause of the change should be determined and corrective action taken if necessary. The number of location of various process instrument will vary one from to another. Each process instrument, thermometer, pressure gauge, level gauge, etc. should be checked and its reading logged so that a record is available for comparison at the next routine instrument reading. The speed of the variable speed unit should be checked to see that the unit is running at the lowest speed in order to save driver energy. check that no current alarms and shutdown condition are current. Another important routine checks are change of a noise on the unit. This is often a better indication for an irregularity than the process condition. Before starting the compressor, check to ensure that it is completely purged of air. If the compressor is not completely purged of air, the gas air mixture may burn or explode when the compressor is started. It's very, very important. Check that the suction line and compressor are free from liquid. Liquids are incompressible, and if you try to compress them, the pressure may be so high that the compressor is damaged. The high rotational speed of centrifugal compressors also means that they develop high torque when starting. Trying to spin a casing full of liquid may stall the main driver during start sequence. Check that the dependent system are functional, that is gas availability, main driver operational, etc. Check all valves are in the correct position. Check all the relief valves are in operational. Check that the lube oil system is operating correctly. This includes checking lube oil level, lube oil circulation pump are operational, and auxiliary pumps are available for use, and that lube oil flows are within normal operating parameter. Check that the seal oil system is operating correctly. This includes checking seal oil levels, seal oil circulation pump are operational, where applicable, and luxury pumps are available for use, that seal oil flows are within the normal operating parameter. Check the lube and seal oil cooling system. A thorough inspection of an aerial type heat exchanger is required for belt slip, vibration, free air flow, and possible leakage. All temperatures must be within normal parameter. When the machine is running, check that the pressures, level, flow, and temperature are within operational limit. Check that the lube and seal oil levels are maintained. So another step is troubleshooting. Troubleshooting an operating problem is usually done by a process elimination, in which various causes of the problems are investigated until the culprit is found. The most common operating problems in a centrifugal compressor are low compressor capacity, high compressor discharge temperature, high discharge pressure, problems in lube oil system, problems in seal oil system. So these are the troubleshooting area. You have to go with your operating manuals and standard operating procedure. So you will understand that and how we can troubleshoot this various situation arises. Automatic shutdown system. Compressors, especially large compressors, are usually fitted with automatic shutdown. The purpose of this system is to detect when something is going wrong with the compressor and to shut down before the damage occurs. Although this could affect upstream and downstream process, the cost of a short shutdown is far less than repairing a damaged compressor. So generally various what are the shutdown conditions we can provide in a centrifugal compressor. Low lubricating oil pressure definitely is detected by a low pressure sensor. The low pressure sensor is usually located on the lubricating oil supply line. Low lubricating oil level, pressure and level is detected by a low level sensor fitted to the oil sump. Vibration is detected, already we have discussed that one. Vibration is detected by instrument called vibration monitor. The vibration monitors can fitted of various places on a compressor or its prime mover. High temperature of the discharge gas is detected by a high temperature sensor. The sensor is fitted on the compressor discharge line. In multi-stage compressors, more than one sensor may be fitted to detect high temperatures from one or more stages. And overspeed is detected by an overspeed sensor, which is usually fitted to the prime mover of the compressor. Low suction pressure, another trip condition or alarm condition, mainly trip condition, is detected by a low pressure sensor fitted in the compressor suction line. Low seal oil pressure, another one. Earlier discussed about lube oil pressure. Here it is seal oil pressure and seal oil level, that is also there. And this is the picture which is representing 1/2, 1 and 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, 6, then 7, then 8 and 9, just to cross check with what are the numbers and other corresponding trip conditions. And when you are going your field, your compressor area, please cross check with these are available, or these are the protection devices providing there, or anything additionally available there to reconfirm. Then you will be getting better idea on compressor safeguarding system, we can say. So this is another picture of same level. So thanks for watching this video. I hope we have almost completed a centrifugal compressor from starting to an end, and let us hope we will start another uh, positive displacement compressor in coming videos onwards. Thanks for watching.